My mother called me crying, thanking me for still being alive. 1 hour earlier, an exact copy of my voice had asked her for all her savings. The call log said the call came from my own phone. The problem was, my phone was turned off inside a drawer. When I played the audio, I heard my own breathing, but I had never made it. The voice knew a secret phrase only my mother and I used. That was when I understood someone was not imitating my voice. They were training it with my life. And if I did not find the source that night, my family would obey a Mateo who did not exist. Remote work, flexible hours, weekly payment and digital cash. They wanted people with a clear voice and patience for phone calls. No experience, no degree, no in-person interview required. The salary was 3 times more than I had ever made. I thought it was a scam and almost closed the email. But hunger makes decisions reason would never sign. I replied that same night. They answered in less than a minute. The company was called Vocalia. I found nothing about it online. The interview was a video call with no video. On the other side, there was only a dark silhouette and a calm voice. He did not ask about my experience or my studies. He only wanted to hear me read a paragraph out loud. He asked me to laugh, whisper, and then pretend I was worried. He said my voice was perfect for the position. I accepted without asking what perfect meant. The next day, a package arrived at my door with no sender. Inside were headphones with a microphone and a single sheet of instructions. The system was simple, a list of numbers and a script on the screen. I had to call, read exactly what the script said, and hang up. The first calls were boring product surveys. How much would you pay for insurance? What coffee brand do you prefer? People answered with no interest, and I got paid for every completed call. It was so easy, I felt guilty taking the money. The first payment arrived on time, exact, without a single deduction. For the first time in months, I paid all my bills at once. I thought something was finally going right for me. That same week, the script started to change. Between the surveys, phrases appeared that did not fit anything. Mom, it is me. Do not be scared. I had an accident, and I need you to help me fast. Please do not tell anyone yet. The system asked me to read them with different emotions. Once scared, once crying, once calm. There was no client on the other end. I was recording into silence. I asked the supervisor what those phrases were for. He answered with one line, voice quality control. I wanted to believe him because the money kept coming. But I started saving screenshots of every strange phrase on my phone. The phrases became specific, too specific. They began including proper names I had never said before. I am at the hospital on Central Avenue. Come alone. I need $15,000. Transfer it to this account right now. I realized every phrase was aimed at a real person. Then I noticed something worse in the list of numbers. They were the same numbers I had called during the surveys. The surveys had never been surveys. They were an excuse for me to speak to the victims first, so they would hear my voice before what came next. I searched online for the last names that had appeared in the script. I found a news story from the week before. A woman had lost her savings after a call from her son. Her son had never called. He was at work, safe and healthy. The voice on the phone was identical to his. I closed my eyes and understood all at once what my voice was for. I was not recording quality control. They were building a copy of me. Every phrase, every emotion, every whisper fed that copy. I was the raw material for a scam that spoke with my mouth. I had lent my voice to a crime without touching the money. I wanted to quit that same night, but there was no button for that. The system had no address, no phone number, no real name. I opened the headphones they had sent me. Inside, I found a tiny chip that did not belong in a normal microphone. The equipment recorded even when I thought I was silent. It had been capturing my voice 24 hours a day for weeks. I recognized a code and a server address on the chip. If I deleted the model of my voice, the fake calls would stop sounding like me. It was the only way to stop what was coming. I decided I was not going to be the ghost that emptied more homes. I traced the address to an empty office on the outskirts of the city. The door was open, as if they were expecting me. Inside, there were only running machines and a desk with a monitor. On the screen, an endless list of names and amounts was running. Next to each name was a file with my voice. I found the main folder, one model trained on me. I started deleting it while the lights blinked red. The office phone rang. It was my own voice on the other end. It asked me to stop, calmly, in my exact tone. For the first time, I heard how terrifying I could sound. I finished deleting the model and ripped out the main drive. Every screen went dark at the same time. I left that office before dawn and never logged into the system again. Vocalia vanished from the internet as if it had never existed. I sent the chip and the screenshots to a journalist. Weeks later, several phone scam reports were connected. For a while, I thought it was over. I thought deleting the server had ended everything. Then my mother sent me the audio from that call. I heard my voice cry, breathe, and say a nickname only we used. It was not an old recording. The copy was improvising. The training file had my laugh cut into tiny pieces. Every sample was tied to a date when I had accepted an urgent job. The audio came from fake interviews, voice messages, and support calls. I found a folder with instructions for sounding tired, guilty, and desperate. The copy was not asking random people for money. It chose the person who trusted me most. When I deleted one sample, another appeared with my sister's voice. The panel marked my family as high obedience contacts. The company had sold my apologetic tone as a separate product. I recorded a trap phrase only a human voice could say with shame. The copy repeated it perfectly, but it did not know why it hurt me. I followed the connection to a server hidden behind job ads. The contract I signed promised to train assistants, not replace people. My mother received a second call while I was standing in front of her. This time, the voice told her not to believe the son standing right there. I saw the exact second in her eyes when she doubted me. Then I made the copy confess, using a word I had never spoken. The recording was clean, but the system began speaking with other applicants' voices. Before it fell, the screen showed the next name on the list. It was my nephew's name, and he still could not read. Before hanging up, the fake me said he would call again. Since then, we agreed on a secret word to recognize each other. Yesterday, someone called her again. They said the correct word. My mother still does not know which one of us is talking to her now.